Okay. So, I know maybe the last couple of episodes, maybe the last several clips, I've always been on and off about my tasks because when I started out this playthrough, I had a solid idea of what I was doing. Like I knew where I was going, I knew what I wanted to do, and I didn't really have that many problems. But now, um, now I'm not trying to complain or anything, but now this playthrough has gone to the point where there is a lot the game expects from me. Like a lot the game expects from me, and I do want to follow up on that. Once I complete Phase 3, that's it. There's no more phases after that. And I know this, and we all know this, because when you take a look at the hub terminal, and you take a look at the tiers 7 and 8 are unlocked after completing Phase 3. And I know that either Tier 7 or 8 will likely have the nuclear plant. Maybe that will provide a lot more power with me having to use lesser generators. I've been all over the map, just trying to get as many resources as I can, just trying to build up on everything, exploring everywhere. I do know that I need to slow down and relax. The thing is, I can easily get overwhelmed if I keep thinking that my conveyor belts can be, they can be optimized into a more effective way. And I know that there are plans I have for my factory that I have not been able to bring to fruition. For instance, I wanted to place some factory walls, but with all these things going on here, I have not been able to do that. I have not. And all these different materials that I have to obtain, mostly for Phase 3, that in of itself has also been somewhat stressful. So, I've been thinking of some things that I want to do, some plans that I want to achieve. And I do have some ideas. And I wanted to I wanted to include this clip to really, shed some light on that. So, for one thing, okay, let me think real quick. So, one of the big things that I want to do is find more power slugs. With this object scanner, I got the upgrade that said it was like an improved object scanner. And I feel like what that actually means is that, I feel like what that actually means is, I think it now also scans for, I think it scans for crash sites and everything. I don't know if that's the only thing it really does, but I figured if I worked for that upgrade, it would be something like really valuable and worth it. But crash sites can also be handy for getting materials, so it's not a complete waste. The other thing is, as you can see, I've been making an absolute mess of conveyor belts because of all these things that have been filling up a lot. And quite a few times I've reworked this factory from the ground up, wanting to make it as efficient as possible. And I still want to do that. I want to make it, as precise and as efficient as I can. So, yes, a lot of work will be done off-screen. I mean, hell, you may notice I don't think I've shown this yet. Several floors I want to make for this factory just in case. This over here is going to take me to that, fuel node. And fuel is starting to be, oil, I should say. Oil is starting to become very important because if I can make an oil, if I have an oil node, I can refine crude oil into things like plastic and everything, which I do need. Especially completing some of the tiers, especially the tier that unlocks the other objects or materials for the Phase 3. So, there definitely is a lot to consider here. Now, the biggest problem I've gotten out of the way has been the coal generators, because now that I've finally gotten the coal generators all set up and every one of them overclocked, I mean, at a cost, I'm now low on power cells, power shards. And I really do need to refill on those, because now the power cells need to go to the assembly line, which I need to remake. So, I gotta be honest. All of this, it does take a lot of work to do. It really does. And I know you're probably thinking, well, your assembly line isn't failing or anything. What's the problem? And this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but the problem is my tastes of how I want this factory to look. And it's because I know that I can do so much with this factory. Like, I can design it in pretty much any way imaginable, and knowing that, I want to design it in a way that I love best. But I don't know if in the end I want it to make it have a look that I can really enjoy and it doesn't look too awful. Now, some dreams can be too big to follow, but that doesn't mean you can't try. And I've been really thinking hard about all of this, and I've come to one particular thought. This base is surrounded by, what, 7 or 8 iron nodes? I think 7. And something I've wanted to do is have a kind of storage for each material. Now, my first plan, which I think is still in effect, is to basically let these storage containers fill up, the ones I already have now, and once they're completely filled up, I will move the things in the storage containers to another floor. Now, I don't know how many floors up I'm going to need to have some assembly lines, but I think what I may do is I may actually put the storage like somewhere around here. And I do want this storage because a lot of these materials are needed for more than just assembly. Sometimes I personally need them to craft things. And that's something I've kind of struggled with from time to time. It really has been. So, yeah, I think what I may do is I want to make like a storage area right around here. Yeah, I want to make a storage area around here. I'm probably going to remove those trees. In fact, I want to see if I can make a chainsaw. I want to make a storage area for all these different materials and everything. These different floors can be dedicated to the different assembly lines. These assembly lines definitely get very complicated, especially with the upcoming... What was the other thing? There is something here. With the upcoming manufacturer, it crafts 3 or 4 parts into another part. And I get the feeling that modular engines and adaptive control units are going to need to be made through a manufacturer. So, I guess what I want to get done is I want to make it so that the assembler, the constructor and the assembler are all properly making what they need to make before I can move on to the manufacturer. That way I have a convenient, clean line of things being made. And I think the biggest struggle is figuring out where I wanted each of these iron nodes to go. Because, well, I mean, you've looked. I mean, I've looked around this place a dozen times, and you really have seen what's been going on. So, yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a moment. So, I think, yeah, it is hard for me to kind of think. So, again, I'm probably gonna like try to rework this factory from the ground up, and I think what I may do is I'm gonna start from smaller and work my way to bigger. So like, if I can optimize which lines actually turn like screws and iron rods into reinforced plating, and which lines just kind of, you know, do their own thing with the different materials that can be split. I know it all sounds complicated. That's what this game can kind of do to you sometimes. It can sound complicated. But I wanted to explain all this because it's more than just place down a machine, hook up a conveyor belt, and turn it on. You have to actively think ahead of where you want it to go. For instance, all these conveyor belts, like this right here, all of this. Oh my god, that's actually a lot. So, I think this I can safely remove. Because, like, yeah. Although, what I could always do is have this, like, sulfur conveyor and the coal conveyor split off somewhere that's kind of out of the way, but not too out of the way. But that's the thing to worry about later. Everything, like, just intertwines with each other and everything, and I know that factories aren't always the most tidy and prettiest looking thing, and I know it's more about how it functions, not how it looks, but I feel like in this game, I can definitely make it matter about how it looks and make it function well at the same time. Now, the biggest thing that I've been keeping in mind is I need to find a lot of these power slugs. And I've always said, okay, so I'll be back when I finish doing this, and then I end up just cutting to a new biome. Because I honestly never realized that my explorations are going to take me to new biomes. So, from here on out, if I find anything new, I will include it in the recording. I will. And quite honestly, I honestly don't mind having to rework this factory because I know that not only do I have more than enough power to spare, but also oh god damn it, have I actually forgotten to... Oh fuck. Well, that's awkward. Yeah, that's kind of what this game does to you. It can make you forget about some important step. And then when you realize you screwed up, you gotta fix it, but I don't mind it all that much because I do love this game to pieces. I really do. Like, just going through making this factory in so many different ways. And, I mean, I do get sidetracked from time to time, but I don't usually let that bother me too much. It's just something I really, really enjoyed. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, yes, in between cuts, or during certain cuts of a video, you will see the factory being changed. And there are key items I want. There's a gas mask, there's a gas mask, there's the power line Mark II. In fact, I need to take a look at that real quick and see where I can get that. Not there. Okay, I can make crystal oscillators, pretty sure. There's the power line Mark II. There's a lot of different things for me. And it can get very, like, convoluted and complicated and all that mess, but outside of recording, I'm not worried at all because I can just take as long as I want. I'm just gonna get rid of that. I'm getting rid of the ingots because the conveyors take care of that for me. So, there's a lot going in my head right now. There's a lot going through my head right now, but again, I'm not too worried because A, I can always do a lot of things outside of recording, and B, I know that, well, I know that things will always work out in the end if I just keep my head clear. If I relax and really think things through, everything will turn out just fine. I think what probably should be done is I never wanted to build too closely to the iron nodes, of course. So what I may do is I may actually try to expand a bit in the other direction. So like I can expand a couple big blocks out here, maybe? Yeah. And another thing is, a lot of the conveyors and everything have been clipping through, and I do want to fix that as well, because it doesn't look very pretty. So I sound like a broken record, I know, but it's true. A lot of this takes a lot of hard work. This right here, 50, 100, so 100, 200, 300, 400. Oh, brother. That's gonna make 1,200, so I need to place down... industrial storage. And a lot of the like catwalks and everything and stairs that I've made around the island, that's what you want to call it. I'm gonna be removing the ones I don't need to use anymore. Not only so I can get get the materials back, but also because I probably am not gonna need them there if I don't need to go around to certain parts anymore. Yep, you just go right in there. 100, 200, 300, 400, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So yeah, I'm going to let both of these container things fill up because I need 2,500 of these. So yeah, these floors look very empty. And I just want to make the perfect assembly line. That's my dream in Satisfactory. No matter how many revisions it takes, no matter how much resource it takes, no matter what, I want to make the perfect assembly line. And I do have kind of an idea of how I want to do it. Like, for instance, like I said, I want to start out where things started out simple. Oh, hang on. I wanted to start out where things started out simple. You take a piece of iron, and you turn it into like iron plates, iron rods, bolts, and stuff like that. And I guess, yeah, you'll probably be thinking, okay, you're stammering. Now what? What do you do after that? And that honestly is a very good question. But those parts always go into other parts. So of course, what I would most likely do is split the parts into like different storage containers. But then that's where the thought came in, because I'm surrounded by 7 iron nodes, 7 or 8, and iron can only be turned into so many things. 1 or 2 belts could possibly be enough if I overclock the machines that are powering them. Or powering the line, that is. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8 up there. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Wait. So yeah, 8 nodes. I know I've been rambling a lot for this clip, and I just wanted to really let my feelings out. I know that maybe I haven't gotten them out in the clearest way, but oh, okay, I can remove this build now. But believe me when I say that I will make things work out. That's why I usually do a lot of things, like a lot of long tasks that aren't really new or exciting, like off screen or not outside of a recording, because I want to make sure that I can work hard without stress of worry of making a video too long when doing all those tasks. And all of those cuts in the video I made, where I kept like cutting to finding new parts, I know that that's probably made things really confusing, but that's why I say that whenever I come across a new area, I would hit record, because I didn't want to miss anything new. So, yeah. So I do have a general idea of what I want to do. It's just that things are kind of a mess about it right now, but I know I can make things work. I know I can. And I've also been thinking, since I have a lot of power, I mean, hell, I could, if I really wanted to, I could probably set up another series of coal and water pipelines. But if I wanted to do that, well, actually, I probably wouldn't, because maybe by the time I unlock the whatever other power plant there is, or power generator there is, I probably wouldn't need. No, I could actually probably add to the coal generators. So there is a lot in this game to really think about how you want to go about things. So this is just for fluid transport. Something I also want to do is I want to get coupons to yeah, fuel generator, computer. How do I? One of these has computer. This right here, industrial manufacturing, goes to fuel generator. It also goes to monorail train technology. It also goes to pipeline engineering Mark II. If I can replace the pipes I have now with these, that would be something else. Now, there's a lot of things that I need to do. And I keep seeing things involving the fucking oil and everything popping up. So I think what I want to do, I said before that oil was not going to be that big of a priority. It is now. It is now. Because if I need plastic for all this stuff to really make advancements, so be it. I'm probably gonna try to reconfigure some of this stuff to make other things first. Although I'm probably not gonna be gone away from my base for that long, but that's what this game does. It really makes you think. I said before that I was like really natural and great at this game, and now the game's really testing my skill. So I can't get too cocky. I can't. So I'm going to go ahead and make some of these. I'm also going to make this. Definitely going to need that. Now, this does consume, like, it consumes biofuel. Do I have biofuel? Oh, and also, I know some. I don't know how many of you are probably going to be telling me, "Hey, you could just make a vehicle to travel." Well, I mean, I could, but this isn't exactly like Astroneer, where I could just have a portable power source. That was kind of loud. This isn't like Astroneer, where there's like a infinite power source I can give to my vehicle. It does require fuel, but let me take a quick look at the monorail. Also, rubber and plastic is for the gas mask. That will be handy if I need to get uranium or power slugs trapped by a bunch of you know, poisonous plants. Monorail train. The locomotive is used to move freight cars from station to station. The power infrastructure is Mark IV. Caterium ore. I love how now it's gonna, with the resource scanner, I love how now it's gonna allow me to find this stuff when there's literally a node of Caterium ore just south of here. So I'm probably gonna use this, like, maybe remove some of these trees and everything. Because I want to expand around here. I actually want to try it out and see if it works. Ooh. That is, oh my god, that is handy. It works on a lot of this. And it takes quite a bit for the fuel to be consumed, so this may be a very handy weapon. Or not a weapon, a very handy tool. So this really is a good way to make a lot of space. Not to mention the stuff that can be turned into biofuel. Oh, I can even cut down this tree, but I don't know why I would do that. I don't know if there's gonna be any... Wait. Wait a minute. Can I blow up rocks? I can! Definitely gonna have to fill up on more of this stuff, but... This is amazing. I can really and truly just... Wow. I'm gonna blow some of these up too. That is incredible. See, this is the kind of stuff I am so glad I can teach myself. Like, it really, really is. So, this is the kind of stuff I'm going to be doing to really clear out an area. You know, just really expand my base and everything. So, whatever may come forward, I'll see you next time, everyone.